Welcome to my presentation about parental involvement in their child's education. This topic was of interest to me that I did some research on when I took a master's course at the University of St. Joseph in West Hartford, Connecticut. The class was an education course number 511 called Educational Issues in Contemporary and Historic Perspectives. I'm Nancy Marchak, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I learned. Studies have shown that schools which have well-planned activities and outreach programs find they have an increase in parental involvement and thus higher student performance outcomes. Parental involvement has been identified as a critical factor in the academic success of students. That was taken from a source that I have posted below this video from a research paper by Lunenburg, 2002. These schools use models as a guide to create meaningful partnerships with their families of many diverse backgrounds, which are applicable and practical in order to improve their parental involvement in the schools that their children attend. As a result, student success comes not only in their academic achievement, but also it is noted to show increases in positive attitudes, a greater likelihood to complete homework, and better overall attendance. This carries over to the morale of the school and the community. When schools act in partnership with families, the benefits weigh in full circle for teachers, students, and families alike. Role of parents in their child's education. How does parental involvement affect a student's academic achievement? Parents who take initiative to be involved in the schooling of their children often set expectations, provide encouragement, and participate in school activities. These children tend to have higher academic success experiences in the classroom. Not only do children experience greater academic achievement, but also greater positive behavior within the classroom, and they tend to be more involved in a variety of extracurricular activities. Students need to have a clear and consistent support so that they are better able to manage the challenging curriculum. Is there a greater morale among educators when families support their students by playing an active role in their academic, social, and emotional development? Well, students are not the only ones who benefit from parental involvement in their child's education. If parents and educators can communicate in individual ways to support one another, the educator is more likely to show an increase in their ability to perform confidently. This will encourage parents to buy into a change in mindset and empower their confidence to take a more active role in their child's education. Schools can provide encouragement for parental involvement. Sharing and connecting with families in a variety of ways will display opportunities for them to learn what their child is doing in class. Keeping a consistent and simple model for families to engage with throughout the school year will offer what best fits with the busy schedules of individual families. Our goal: parents will hopefully come to believe that the role they play serves to benefit their child with how they develop into independent learners who are confident in their learning skills. What does the research say? In Cleveland, Ohio in 1882, there was a strict enrollment policy from the Day Nursery Association of Cleveland, which worked in conjunction with the former United States Department of Health, Education, and Welfare. Some of the requirements were for mothers to participate in the transition from home to school. Another was that parents must meet with the school therapist weekly until otherwise dismissed to discuss the healthy adjustment to the program, the behaviors being observed, and other developmental considerations. The program required that the responsibility for a child's development was to be managed by both family and school. So what changed? Did the education system originally have the right idea long ago? Over time, it adapted to the needs of the individual communities around the United States for childcare. The parent became one who was consulted about their child rather than one who was consulted with. It was throughout recent decades of organizing nursery centers based on community needs where I feel the ball has been dropped for the importance of parental involvement. It became about what the families in a given demographic, economic status, or need for childcare had, and less of an emphasis was to focus on the needs of the child's development. Finding the way again through well-planned activities and outreach programs. Studies have shown that schools which have well-planned activities and outreach programs, find that they have an increase in parental involvement and thus higher student performance outcomes. Parental involvement has been identified as a critical factor in the academic success of students. Do models have a place in schools? Well, parents need a guide to follow or a model which shows them how they can best fit into a parental role which is supportive to the education of their child. These guides or models, however, need to be laid out in a way where families can find success to participate in them. This is vital for a shift in thinking on both the educator and parental sides. It is difficult to come together in individualized ways children can have better yearly achievement outcomes if these disconnects remain. Research shows some ways to support families could be through a PTA association by addressing parenting, communicating, volunteering, learning at home, decision-making, and collaborating with their community. Misunderstandings and passionate views have also come into play. The impact that parental involvement has on the academic community is fraught with misunderstandings and passionate opinions. I feel this stems from the disconnect between parents and teachers about what the parental role and relationship with the school should be to educate a child. This directly impacts academic outcomes when parents and teachers view the parental role with predetermined assumptions. It can quickly become a game of tug-of-war where a parent may take a defensive position and the school must go out of their way to make the parent feel their child is not being left in the dust. Below are 2 PDFs of articles and a handbook that you might like to take a look at to investigate a little bit more of research further. Action steps that can be taken in an age where most people with smart devices happen upon Reels, TikToks, and mini videos capturing the hearts of all who scroll by. Making social videos for the purpose of communicating with families quickly and for viewing in their own time may be an option for special events and activities. Newsletters also need to be both electronic and on paper for easy viewing. A monthly newsletter serves to inform the parents consistently about what the class is learning about, what the needs are in the classroom, and what opportunities for parents have to connect them with school and their child or even a special activity. Parent Square I have found to be present in a few districts I've been in. This is an interactive communication portal which families can communicate with the school administrators and classroom teachers. Many district-wide news is also posted here, as well as links to the school website as well. And paper notes home still have value. For instance, field trips or homework help or quick communications can be placed in the backpack. I usually like to put a heads-up email so that if something paper goes home in the backpack, you might want to be able to give that heads up electronically so that a parent knows it's there. Personal reflections. Educators must take care of their expectations and realize not all families are able to have the same type of parental involvement. Also, building a relationship with each family will help determine what works for their situation. Educators shall refrain from judgments, as it may not always be clear about what family circumstances may impact their level of involvement. 4. Communication shall be a collaboration of effort between teachers and families. And finally, a teacher shall be ready to listen, respond, and coordinate a plan that best fits the needs of the family and the child. That can be the most difficult one, but you tend to find if a parent is reaching out to a teacher and they seem interested, then the educator's responsibility is absolutely to try and allow that connection or collaboration with you to occur so that you can determine the best way to work with the individual family. And finally, we have the University of St. Joseph has key concepts for conceptual framework, and the 2 that I chose for the purpose of this assignment was the importance of collaboration, using collaborative skills to interact and discuss ways school administrators and classroom teachers can support and encourage active parental involvement. and also being an agent of change, developing a vision and a plan that brings about change to encourage parental involvement. Recognizing the role that parental involvement plays in education is critical to student success, and as an educator, I need to take the lead on this for my school as well as for the families I work with at home. Thank you for listening to my presentation about the role, parental role involvement and the role they take in their child's education, and I will see you in the next module.